Hello everybody, welcome to Saguenay Valley's ESL Corner. Today we are going to look at comparatives and superlatives. In English we have two categories: to compare and talk about similar people or different people, different things, different restaurants, different objects. So comparatives and superlatives have four basic rules and some classic exceptions. So comparatives, it's very important when you want to make a comparative that you select two people, two things, two restaurants, two parks. It's always two and not more and not less. So when you want to compare two people or two things, the first rule is when you have an adjective or an adverb that is one syllable, then you add er at the end and you use the word than to create your comparative. Example, this person is older than this person. The second rule is a writing rule, and the idea is that when you have an adjective or an adverb that has the consonant, vowel, consonant pattern, you double the last letter. Here, big, bigger, than. The third rule is when you have an adjective or an adverb that ends with the letter Y, then the letter Y transforms into IER to create a comparative. Easy, easier, than. And the final fourth rule is when you have an adjective or an adverb that is more than two syllables, in this case, interesting, 4 syllables, then we use more or less interesting than to compare maybe a movie, a restaurant, a game. Two classic exceptions: good becomes better than, bad becomes worse than with an E. Very important. The second category, superlative. So superlative, you use it when you have a minimum 3 people, 3 places, 3 things, or more. You can have 10 restaurants if you want, but you will select one of the options as the top or the bottom of your category, the best or the worst. The first rule, when you have an adjective or an adverb of one syllable, then you add the word the and est at the end to create your superlative. The oldest. Rule number 2, very similar to the comparative. When you have an adverb or an adjective, in this case, that has a consonant, vowel, consonant pattern, then you double the final letter and you add est to create your superlative. The biggest. Rule number 3, we have our adjective easy that ends with the letter Y. When we want to create a superlative, we have to transform the letter Y into an I, and then we add est to create the superlative. Easy, the easiest. Then rule number 4, again, if you have an adjective or an adverb that is 2 or more syllables, in this case, again, interesting, then you use the most or the least interesting to create your superlative. And again, 2 classic exceptions for the pattern of superlatives. Good, the adjective becomes the best, and bad becomes the worst with a T. So now that you have some information about comparatives and superlatives, I invite you with your classmates or other people in your family or at your job to practice. What movie do you think is the best? Or what restaurant do you think is the best? Are horror movies more interesting than action movies? Who knows? So go ahead and discuss and practice comparatives and superlatives. I will see you next time for Saguenay Valley's ESL Corner. Thank you very much and have a good day.